All kinds of problems for Notre Dame heading into this game against Stanford, and the Fighting Irish taking on an angry Cardinal team that last week lost the big game to Cal. Hey, how are you folks? Jason Horowitz. Glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com. It's the college football preview show presented by Tyson Anytizer. CBS Sports' Spencer Tillman joins us to break this down as he does every weekend. Spence, Charlie Weis' speech on Sunday saying he could not blame Notre Dame. He would understand it if they fired him. Is he essentially resigning to that fact?
Well, it certainly sounds like it, and out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth tends to speak, and that sounds like a resignation to me and on his part. But I'd like to see him fight. You know, again, we know that he's probably more of an offensive coordinator at heart, but he has that head coaching title for the time being. I'd like to see him go out fighting, and that's the only way to play and coach the position and coach a team. So I think Charlie knew what he was getting into, Jason, when he took this assignment, but it's been a tough road to hoe. It's one of the most difficult jobs, pro or college, in the game period.
Spence, you know, assuming he is not there, which I think most people would assume at this point that he's not going to be there next season. Urban Meyer has said that, you know, he'll stay at Florida as long as he's wanted there, whether or not that holds true. What's in store for the next coach that takes over the Notre Dame job?
Well, as I just alluded to, this is the most difficult coaching job in college, and it may be, but for maybe 2 or 3 of the elite NFL jobs, the toughest coaching job at that level as well. It's interwoven with religion and faith and all that good stuff, and we know how the passions run in that regard. It's going to be a tough spot, but you need someone with the mettle of an Urban Meyer. You need someone like a Brian Kelly who has the mettle and the chops to endure some of the pressure that he would face at Notre Dame. And again, there's only a handful of coaches that would qualify, and those are 2.
Well, Spence, let's talk about the other side here, the change of circumstance in a moment. Stanford last week was a top 15 team in the AP poll. Yeah. You're talking about a team that was being called one of the hottest in college football and still had a shot at the Rose Bowl. They lose at home to Cal. Now they're not even in the AP poll. Anything change in your mind, though, how good this team is?
No, they're still dangerous and they're good. I think probably the linchpin event that makes this whole quagmire in the Pac-10 what it is USC being down this year. And it's not that everybody else is just mediocre average. I mean, they clearly proved that. Oregon, everybody's beating everybody else. I think that Stanford is still as viable as they ever have been. I mean, with Gerhardt, their runner, and Luck, their quarterback, listen, they are a formidable task. And they've got a coach that's going to have a new contract here shortly. They've got everything they need to have right now to be stable, not just this year and to make some noise down the stretch, but in years to come, because they're solid on both sides of the football and young enough where they're only going to get better from this point on.
Yeah, and their senior running back, Toby Gerhardt, where they are not young is at the running back position, because he is a senior last week, had 4 touchdowns in that game against Cal, broke the school record for most touchdowns in a single season. He now has 23. Spence, we know Notre Dame's defense has not been good. They can't stop the run. They haven't been able to do it all season. What does Stanford want to do? Come out and pound the football. Are you expecting a big victory for the Cardinal?
Well, I do expect a big victory, and it may be the death knell for, you know, one more in the coffin. Again, I think we've talked about it ad nauseum, but I think you have to talk about it because this Stanford team is really poised right now, and this would be the win, in my opinion, that really signals that they are reaching that next level. You know, Stanford every 6 or 7, 10 years has a surprise victory, okay, maybe over USC or somebody out like that. But right now they're starting to establish it and sustain it over a period of time, and if they can get this one, they're on their way upward. And
it would be multiple surprise victories this year with Oregon, USC, and if they could beat Notre Dame as well, it'd be an 8-win season. Spencer T., thank you very much, sir. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you on CBS this weekend.
All right, Jason, we'll see you, buddy. Take care.
All right, folks, for more on this game, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night, be sure to stay right here with CBSSports.com. That'll do it for the college football preview show, presented by Tyson Anytizers, the meaty good man snack. For Spencer Tillman, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.